Hello, let's talk about Edgar Burroughs' book, The Mastermind of Mars. Well, we have usual pattern that changed dramatically. Well, we don't have here the damsel in distress. You just cannot, you literally cannot took damsel and rescue her, because well, there was a scientist and he could took a brain from you and put it into another body. And here we have woman in body of old woman, and her brain was put in a body of a young woman, and brain of young woman was put in a body of old woman. So if you love somebody, so if you want to rescue this young lady, you just couldn't take her body out. You should rescue her body and her brain. And it is very interesting. It is something like Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and it is very interesting for Edgar Burroughs. Another interesting point of view, it is slavery. We have slavery here, and well, this guy took he had slaves, and well, actually he could buy a slave, and then he could put his brain into body of his slave. Well, he could do it because his slave is his property, and this why this mastermind of Mars, he flew without any punishment. He didn't do anything wrong because, well, from a legal standpoint of view, his slave is his property and he can do whatever he wants with his slaves. So he just put his brain into slave's body, into a body of a young man, and he put brain of slave into his old body, and he had all rights for that. Also, we have some unusual pattern here. Well, because all Edgar Burroughs books have the one pattern. Well, a girl is imprisoned in a city. You infiltrate in the city, then exposure, enemies discover you, then you are captured, then unexpected friend saves you, then the final battle. So here we have such a formula, but it is resolved, it is ended in completely unexpected way. We have another difference from usual Edgar Burroughs books. Well, the main character is a warrior, but he is not a swordman, so he cannot fight until bodies of his enemies will fill the corridor, and you will forced to stop the battle because you just cannot kill enemies, and they should take care of bodies of their friends. But here, well, he gathered a team of his loyal friends who could fought with him and who could won for him a prize, a girl, because he couldn't fight, so he had a friend who could fight. Well, as usual, we have distant, forgotten civilization in Edgar Burroughs books, but here we don't have it. Here we have a laboratory and catacombs beneath it, and it is quite interesting. But anyway, we have something like It is laboratory on a distant island lost in the swamps. Very interesting. Well, we have here the mockery of religion and the exploitation of superstition for noble ends. And bioethic. Is it right or wrong to put your brain away from your body and put it into body of another man? Or what will be if you put man's brain into woman's body? Or if you put man's brain into animal's body, what will happen? And yet we have, Edgar Burroughs thinks that war is very good for Mars because Mars doesn't have enough resources. And Mars is already dying, and this why if you will fight, so you can save some resources for future generations. It is very cool and interesting book. We have a beautiful girl and a very strong man. We have fights, and we have some question of religion and bioethic here. So it's very interesting. I can recommend it to you. Thank you for your attention.